It's time for Dodger Baseball. Live from Dodger Stadium, Sportsnet LA presents the Dodgers as they take on the Arizona Diamondbacks. Hi, everybody, and a very pleasant Saturday to you, wherever you may be, here at Dodger Stadium. Game 2 of the 3-game series. The Dodgers on a roll, and Arizona stumbling a little bit. Arizona has lost 5 of the last 7. The Dodgers have won 5 of the last 7, and 2 straight. The Dodgers are 3 games in front of Colorado and San Diego. They haven't had a lead like that since July 31st of last year. And meanwhile, they're doing their good work right here before going back out on the road. The Dodger record is 11-2, and as far as Arizona is concerned, they can't be very happy coming here. The Dodgers have beaten them 8 of the last 10 here at Dodger Stadium. The pitching today, Scott Baker for the Dodgers, coming off a tough loss in San Diego. Same story for Jeremy Hellickson. He lost a tough one against Pittsburgh. And in talking about Hellickson, he is a fellow who was the American League Rookie of the Year in 2011 and came right back 2012 and got himself a Gold Glove. So here we go, game 2. Tomorrow's pitchers, final game of the series in the homestand, Anderson versus Anderson. More about that tomorrow, and a lot more about a good ball game, and a whole lot more coming up right after this.
The Dodger fans are still coming in to see the first-place Dodgers continue a 6-game homestand tonight at Chavez Ravine. Hello, everybody, and welcome inside Dodger Stadium. I'm Alana Rizzo. So much was made at the beginning of the season that with the departure of Hanley Ramirez and Matt Kemp, the Dodgers would not have any power. Well, the first 22 games of the season so far have spoken otherwise. Time now for our T-Mobile Game Changer, and you can see the Dodgers so far in 2015 are hitting the long ball. In fact, they have the most home runs in all of Major League Baseball, already with 35. You go back to 2000, for this many games, they had 34 through 22 games back 15 years ago, actually, back to the year 2000. A lot going on, and every single person is capable of hitting a home run. Mark McGwire, John, saying that we're not a home run hitting team. We just get good pitches to hit, and we're a team of professional hitters.
Wherever you may be, Dodgers take the field on a glorious time of day. Right field will be burdened by sunlight, but the rest of the field in shade. Nice crowd on hand, sitting back, waiting for Game 2 of the 3-game series to get underway. We can already tell you a final score, the fact that the Giants beat the Angels 5-4, and what a bitter way for the Angels to lose the game. The tying run at first base, a ground ball, and it hits the runner to end the game. So the Giants continue to try and put a little heat on the Dodgers. Right now, as the Dodgers stand out there at their positions, the Giants are 4 games back, and for Chip Hale and the Arizona club, they're 4 back. Ender Inciarte will open up in left field. A.J. Pollock in center, and Paul Goldschmidt at first base. Mark Trumbo will be in right field. Yasmani Tomas will be at third base. The veteran second baseman, Aaron Hill, followed by the catcher, Jordan Pacheco. Then another veteran, shortstop Cliff Pennington, followed by Jeremy Hellickson. One of only 2 men to win the awards of Rookie of the Year and a Gold Glove. The other would be Fernando Valenzuela. Hellickson, the Rookie of the Year in 2011. Fernando back in 1982. So here's Scott Baker. Scott from Tommy John surgery in 2012. He's a big man, 6'4", 210, and he'll be 34 in September. He's from Shreveport, Louisiana. He had the choice of a lot of colleges. They all wanted him, LSU, Alabama, Arkansas, but he settled for Oklahoma State. So we'll see how he goes now against Ender Inciarte, a left-hand batter who runs well. And the first pitch to him is a look and it's high, ball one. Inciarte has a pretty good eye. That's why he's in the leadoff spot. He has only struck out 4 times, and he's had about 90 at-bats or plate appearances. He promptly bangs one down the right field line for extra bases. Over to get it is Ethier, and Inciarte at second base with a lead-off double.
Center fielder, number 11.
So Inciarte, who had 18 doubles last year, greets Baker's first pitch and whacks it into right field. It was up, out over the plate, and Inciarte drove it into the corner. So a leadoff double, and that will bring up A.J. Pollock, who has hit in 9 straight games against the Dodgers while posting a .333 batting average. Pollock, a wonderful defensive outfielder and one of the really solid players all around in the league. A.J. went to school at Notre Dame, checking in with a .316 batting average. And we'll see about the first pitch from Baker, and that's low, ball one. Yesterday, in being shut out, it wasn't as if Arizona did not have any opportunities. They went 0 for 8 yesterday with runners in scoring position. So Goldschmidt, Trumbo, and company hungry to come up with a bunch of runs tonight. Baker, a high set around the collarbone, right-handed double checking Inciarte, and the next pitch a strike. It is doubtful that he would do it in the first inning, and nevertheless, it's a good idea for the Dodgers to really keep an eye on Inciarte in limited service. Inciarte has stolen third base twice in the early going this year. But with the big guys coming up, Goldschmidt and Trumbo, perhaps he'll stay where he is for the moment. Kendrick is over to his right, trying to hold him on. Baker will look back. Scott set in the 1-1 pitch, and that's inside and high. Ball 2, 2-1. So Scott Baker getting a chance. He originally signed with the Minnesota Twins. That was about 12 years ago, right out of Oklahoma State. As we said, he's coming up 34, and first came up to the big leagues with the Twins in 2005. Baker set. Now the 2-1 pitch on the way, and that's swung on and missed. Slow breaking ball down and away. 2-2 the count. So A.J. Pollock, who was really fooled, as most of us were. If we were watching A.J., you're watching one of the better defensive outfielders. And on the home run that Justin Turner hit last night, he started back like he had a fly ball and a putout. Then he shifted into high. Then he got to the track. Then he got to the wall. And Turner had cleared the wall for a home run. Pollock's from Hebron, Connecticut. As we mentioned, went to school at Notre Dame. He gets some tough RBIs. He's had 5 RBIs in the 9th inning. The tough time. Shortstop in high school, center fielder in the big leagues. 2-2 pitch on the way, in at the knuckles, ball 3. 3-2. Scott Baker greeted with Inciarte's double into the right field corner. Now working all the way with Pollock. 3-2 the count to A.J. Waiting on deck, the nemesis for the Dodgers, Paul Goldschmidt. 3-2 the count. Baker trying to be careful with Inciarte and careful with the hitter. The 3-2 pitch swung on and fouled back. On that pitch to the plate, Howie Kendrick had gone all the way to the bag. He was directly in line for a throw. And had the ball been hit anywhere to the right side, it would have found a home into the outfield. So Kendrick doing everything he can to take a step away from Inciarte. Baker bends at the waist, works pretty much from the first base side of the rubber. Now straightens up, and the 3-2 pitch to A.J. Pollock. Swung on, chopper to third. Up with it there is Turner, guns it to first with the ball hit ahead of him. Inciarte had to hold at second base. So one out, and here comes Paul Goldschmidt. So it's a good time to set the Dodgers with the leather. Gonzalez and Kendrick, Hernandez and Turner. The outfield of Van Slyke, Peterson, and Ethier, and Grandal handling Baker. So one big out, but brings up another big man in Paul Goldschmidt. Goldschmidt hitting .346, but hitting .361 in his last 9 games against the Dodgers. The big reason you stop him, and you pretty well slow down Arizona. The Dodgers last night saw Goldschmidt have a single and a double, but he was left on base. Goldie promptly hits it a mile high into center. Back goes Peterson to the track at the wall. Forget it, boys. That is out of here. So Paul Goldschmidt continues to wear out the Dodgers. In the last 4 years, Goldschmidt has hit 16 home runs and has 51 runs batted in against the Dodgers. So a bad way for Baker to begin. So just like that, Arizona out in front 2-0. It was a fastball up out over the plate. Goldschmidt, the big man, unloaded. That thing was a mile high, but he's so strong. It was a mile high and still went out. So 2-0 Arizona. The Dodgers, what's the expression, hoisted on their own petard when you realize all the home runs they have hit. And it's 2-0 D-backs here in the first inning. So Baker working now on Mark Trumbo, and the strike one pitch on the way, swung on and missed. For Goldschmidt, although he didn't bring it up when he checked in, we were talking about it yesterday, he has been dynamite on the first pitch. And sure enough, he walked up and on the first pitch hit it out of sight. 2-0 D-backs, top of the first. Baker comes back, and this one sinks too low, and the count 1-2 strikes. So Goldie's hit 16 home runs, 51 RBIs. Adrian Gonzalez has hit 11, 43 runs batted in against Arizona. The 1-2 pitch on the way. Baker delivers, and it's fouled back. Fastball at 91, and it winds up in fastball alley directly behind home plate. Interesting that Jeremy Hellickson, the pitcher tonight for Arizona, the year that he was the Rookie of the Year, that was 2011, Mark Trumbo finished second. Now they're teammates, and Trumbo trying to help him along. Baker's next pitch slides low and away, and they count 2-2 strikes. Scott Baker looks in, getting a sign. Grandal wigwags it out to him. Now the 2-2 pitch on the way. Trumbo fouls that back. Another fastball at 90. Basically, as hard as Baker can throw, he might get it up to 95 once in a while, and it's usually a two-seamer, a sinker. He has a knuckle curve, slider, and a changeup. 2-2 strikes the count. Baker ready. Trumbo waits. The pitch is fouled back to the screen. So we're in the first inning. Baker has already made 17 pitches, and he's given up a double and a home run. Two balls, 2 strikes. There's a sliver of sunlight in center, but most of it's in right field. And the next pitch is popped up on the left side. Backing up is Hernandez, and waiting, and one hands it for the out. So Trumbo pops it up to Kike. 2 down in the first inning. And the batter now will be Yasmani Tomas. Yasmani Tomas hitting .321. Everybody said he was a good hitter. The only surprise so far, he does not have a home run. When he played in Cuba, he was a home run hitter without a doubt. He started 7 games, and he has reached base safely all 7. 3 of those games, he had multi-hit errors. Made his first start at third on the 21st of April against the Rangers. Swings and hits one in the air to left. Going back on the ball is Van Slyke on the track at the wall. It is off the wall. Backed up by Peterson. And into second base goes Tomas with a long double.
Second baseman, number 2. Aaron
So Arizona, the ball club that scored 25 runs against Colorado, came in here and was shut out last night. They have a different look right now. 2 doubles and a home run in the first inning. Van Slyke running parallel, and the ball landed just about at the base of the wall. So Tomas at second, and the batter now, the veteran Aaron Hill. Aaron Hill, a man who had 2 cycles, hit for the cycle twice in the same year. A veteran, still capable of playing a very good second base and capable of hitting them out. And Hill has a look at a pitch low, ball 1. He's been in 16 games and he is struggling, hitting just 180, but making some opportunities against Baker. He's hitting .462. Baker straightens up with 2 out, looks back at second base at Tomas, comes to Hill and drops it in nicely for a strike. So Scott Baker having a little trouble here. Double by Inciarte, the home run by Goldschmidt, and a 2-out double by Tomas. Don Mattingly, Rick Honeycutt watching Baker, who gave up 3 runs in 7 innings to lose in San Diego. And the next pitch, ground ball right to where Howie Kendrick was. That'll be that. However, 2 doubles and a home run. The D-backs get it 2. And we're heading to the bottom of the first inning. Arizona 2 and the Dodgers coming up. Paul Goldschmidt with a man aboard. Now in the bottom of the first inning, we'll take a look at the Dodger lineup, led by the spearhead of the attack. That would be Jock Peterson, the young center fielder. Then you have Justin Turner at third, Howie Kendrick at second, Adrian Gonzalez at first, Scott Van Skyke in left, Andre Ethier in right, Yasmani Grandal behind the plate, Kike Hernandez at short, and Scott Baker on the mound. On the mound for Arizona, Jeremy Hellickson out of Des Moines, Iowa, 6'1", 185. Went to high school in Iowa and was drafted by Tampa Bay. As we mentioned, he got a Gold Glove, and he was also Rookie of the Year. Jeremy, basically, they tell me, is a fly ball pitcher. Well, we'll see what that means here. And Jock Peterson, who hit that grand slam last night, will be first man up to test him. By the way, in having Peterson come up to the plate reminds me of something. Hellickson ready and delivers, and the first pitch is low, ball one. I have let you down, but it's just something I can't control. Obviously, every player in this day and age has a song that's played when he comes up to home plate. The 1-0 pitch on the way, taken for a strike. Well, in my day with the musicals and the maze, and nobody cared a whit about a walk-up song. I mean, who the heck cared? But today, it's very important. There was a big gag pulled on Peterson last night, and I would have no idea what it was. Here's the 1-1 pitch, swung on and missed, 1-2. Something about the boys band. I don't know anything about the boys band. I could recognize it from the girls band, but that's about it. But it was supposedly a big gag, and of course I would be totally unaware of it. Boy band. Oh, okay. Here's the 1-2 pitch on the way. Peterson takes over his head, 2-2. So I'm sorry if I don't acknowledge the walk-up music for the hitters. I would beg your pardon. They've loaded up the right side on Peterson. Jock 5 home runs, and the 2-2 pitch coming up. And it's a fastball just inside. Peterson had the grand slam and a walk last night. Young Jock doing very well, hitting 300. Hellickson on the first base side of the rubber. Tomas is playing second base. That means Pennington's all alone at short. The next pitch is swung on and missed, and down goes Peterson. So one away, and the batter will be Justin Turner. Justin Turner getting a chance to play third base last night and again tonight. And immediately you're wondering about Juan Uribe. And for Uribe, he'll probably be in there tomorrow. Mattingly mixing and matching, as he says, felt that Turner has the better chance last night. That paid off for him with the home run. And now he's in there against Hellickson. With Anderson tomorrow, Uribe plays third. The pitch to Justin, in for a strike, and the count 0-1. Some baseball notes about Hellickson. Number one, so far he's given up the most hits on a 3-2 count of any pitcher in the National League. Here's the strike one pitch to Justin Turner. Fastball low and inside. He's had troubles in the first inning. In fact, he allowed 2 runs in the first inning his last time out. He's allowed 6 runs in the first inning in his 4 starts. And he gets in a lot of trouble when he goes 3-2. The batters are hitting .875 on a 3-2 pitch. Fastball lifted to left center field and deep. Outfielders converge. It is gone. Turner has hit another one. And just like that, the D-back lead is 2-1. So Don Mattingly, who certainly was known as a wonderful hitter in his playing days, has a pretty good sense of how player A will do against player B. Adrian Gonzalez gesturing with Turner as if he hit one in the sky. So we're down to home runs already. 36 home runs hit by the Dodgers, 23 of them at home. So 2-1 Arizona, and the batter is Howie Kendrick, and he takes low ball one. The other note about Hellickson, pretty obvious now, he is considered a fly ball pitcher. He's only allowed 2 home runs. That was number 2. 1 ball and no strikes the count. The 1-0 pitch on the way. Kendrick takes low and away, ball 2. Justin Turner times it, lifts a fastball a mile high and lifted it into the seats in left center field, about 5 rows back in. Now the 2-0 pitch on the way. Kendrick swings, flares one, and that's going to go into right field and drop for a base hit. Trumbo comes up with it. Howie holding with a bloop single to right. And that will bring up Adrian Gonzalez.
First baseman, number 23, Adrian Gonzalez.
Adrian Gonzalez, it's almost a slugfest between Paul Goldschmidt and Adrian Gonzalez. Gonzalez hitting .413 the last 13 games against the D-backs. In the last 4 years, he's hitting .361 against Arizona. 11 home runs, 43 runs batted in. Left-hand batters, by the way, have really given Hellickson a bad time. Left-hand hitters are batting .439 against him. Though they have 3 men on the right side as Gonzalez checks in. Pennington all alone on the left. The first pitch to Adrian is low, ball 1, 1-0. Gonzalez looking down to Bundy for the moment. There is no one playing third, and Pennington is so far over to the left. If Gonzalez could get a bunt down, there wouldn't really be anybody to field the ball if it rolled towards the bag at third. The 1-0 pitch on the way, and that's taken on the inside corner. Good fastball at 90. Another bad note for Hellickson. In his first 25 pitches, the opposition is hitting .500 against him. Well, he's made 14 pitches so far. 1-1 the count. Hellickson at the belt. Kendrick away from first. Hellickson delivers. Gonzalez fouls it away off third upstairs. And the count 1 ball and 2 strikes. Going back from 2010 to 2012, Hellickson was 27-21 and a good ERA of 3. But since 2013, he is 14-18 and an earned run average over 5. So he's been struggling. Jeremy set. And the 1-2 pitch is instead a throw to first. Kendrick, a cautious lead, 1 out. 2-1 Arizona. We're in the first inning. Out of a stretch goes Hellickson, looking over at Hendrick. Long look. Now to the plate. Adrian takes high and inside. 2-2. There are shards of light out there in right field, just slivers. So if you're the right fielder, you can find a little island of shade, and a V has formed of light. 2-2 the count. Mark Trumbo not needing his sunglasses. And the 2-2 pitch coming up. Hellickson ready. Adrian line drive, whistling down the right field line. Trumbo has to come over to get it. Hendrickson is going to be waved in by Bundy. Here comes the throw, and it's going to go and run back. No throw, and we have a tied-up ball game. Aaron Hill, the second baseman, got the throw from Trumbo, but had nowhere to throw it. So Adrian Gonzalez doubles in Kendrick, and before the chairs are warm, we have 4 runs in the first inning, and each team has 2 of them. And for Gonzalez, that would be the 44th RBI against Arizona. He has driven in since 2012. So seat belts and hard hats apparently required tonight. 2-2 in the first inning. Each team with a home run, each team with a double. Arizona had 2 doubles. And the batter now, Scott Van Slyke. Hellickson looks back, right-handed delivers. Breaking ball swung on and fouled away. And the count 0-1. So it has followed the notes we had on Hellickson. He has a lot of trouble in the first inning. And the Dodgers have bounced right back. Van Slyke with a 9-game hitting streak. Hellickson with 1 out. Gonzalez at second base. Strike 1 pitch on the way. Pulled on the ground foul outside of third and down the line. So the totals are identical. 2 runs, 3 hits, and no errors. And we have 1 out. We're in the bottom of the first inning. The firm of Turner and Kendrick open for business. Kendrick singled, rode home on Gonzalez. Turner hit 1 out himself. So handshakes all around. 2-2 in the first inning. Hellickson again straightens up. A look back at Gonzalez. And the strike 2 pitch to Scott Van Slyke in the dirt, blocked nicely by Pacheco, and a 1-ball 2-strike count. With 2 strikes, Hellickson has been roughed up. This early in the year, he gets 2 strikes on the hitter, and the hitters are batting .333 against him. So he's one of those so near and yet so far pitchers, coming in with a record of 1-3. Now the 1-2 pitch coming up. Van Slyke waiting. Right-hander ready and delivers. And it's on the hands, tied him up, and down he goes on a half swing. So Van Slyke strikes out. 2 strikeouts here for Hellickson. And the batter is Andre Ethier. Andre Ethier hitting .327. 4 home runs, 9 RBIs, looking for home run number 150. And certainly it will come the less he looks for it. Ethier 2 for 3 with a home run and RBI last night. Gonzalez can take a pretty good lead, but he has to worry about the shortstop, Pennington, not Hill. Aaron Hill, the second baseman, is out on the grass with an F10 hitter up there by the name of Ethier, and the pitch in for a strike. 0-1 the count. In the top of the first, Inciarte doubled and Goldschmidt homered. In the bottom of the first, Turner homers, Kendrick singles, and Gonzalez doubles home the tying run. The next pitch to Ethier missing, and that balances things 1-1. Breaking down Hellickson even more. In his first 15 pitches, the opposition is hitting .727. Turner homered on pitch 9. Kendrick singled on pitch 12. Gonzalez doubled on pitch 17. We told you his troubles first 25. The 1-1 pitch on the way, swung on, hit in the air to left center, very playable. Coming over is Pollock, puts it away, and that's it. So for Justin Turner, in there because Don Mattingly thinks he matches up better against Hellickson than Juan Uribe, and it certainly came true. Justin hits it out, Gonzalez doubles in a run, and at the end of 1, a 2-2 tie. Second home run in the series, and we go to the second inning with Jordan Pacheco. By the way, Baker might have learned a lesson in the first inning. Inciarte doubled on the first pitch, Goldschmidt homered on the first pitch, and Tomas doubled on the first pitch. So this time his first pitch is inside, ball 1, 1-0. Baker has always been considered a fly ball pitcher, which also means you're vulnerable to the home run. 1 ball and no strikes to Jordan Pacheco. Right hand hitting catcher, takes high, ball 2, 2-0. For Pacheco, he homered just the other day against the Rockies. His first home run as a D-back and his first in 2 years. Right hand batter and the 2-0 pitch in for a strike. The previous home run 2 years ago he hit against the Giants when he played with the Rockies. So Pacheco, Pennington, and then Hellickson. 2-2, top of the second. Baker's next pitch down and away, ball 3. 3-1 the count. Waiting on deck, the switch hitting shortstop, Cliff Pennington. Three and one. Tied up on the pitch, and it's inside for ball 4. So Pacheco draws a walk. Baker was reasonably impressive against San Diego. He is very shaky right now. He's given up 2 doubles and a home run, a leadoff walk, and now the switch hitting Pennington checking in. Cliff Pennington was a first-round pick by the Oakland A's. Went to school at Texas A&M. He's from Corpus Christi. He is 5'10" and checks in at a good 210. Here comes Baker's pitch, and it's off the plate, ball 1. You may remember the story. His dad, Cliff Sr., wrote a book called Too Small to Play Ball, and it focused on the mental side of baseball. And Cliff, at 5'10", has had a good career since 2005, playing with the A's and the D-backs. Throw to first. Pacheco diving back to the bag. One ball and no strikes to Cliff Pennington. 2 runs, 3 hits for each side with a home run, couple of doubles. The next pitch, that's in for a strike, and the count 1-1. So Pennington with Hellickson the pitcher to follow. Remember Chris Young? He was the center fielder for the D-backs. Well, the Diamondbacks sent Chris to the A's, and that's how they picked up Pennington. Now the 1-1 pitch, way high and outside, almost a wild pitch. 2 balls and 1 strike. So Baker's struggling a little bit. Grandal going out to talk to him. In the first inning, if he weren't with us, Inciarte hit the first pitch for a double. Goldschmidt walked up, hit the first pitch over the center field fence. Later on, there was a double, but that didn't figure in the scoring. Then Turner homered, Kendrick singled, and Gonzalez doubled him in. And before you knew it, we had a 2-2 tie, and here we are in the second inning. The 2-1 pitch on the way. Pennington fouls it away off to the left, out of play. You'd expect his nickname, Penny. When the A's signed him, he signed for a heck of a lot more than a penny. First round pick. You're talking well over $1 million. 2 balls and 2 strikes the count. Nobody out. Pacheco at first. Baker ready. Here he comes, and it is low and inside. Ball 3. 3-2 the count. Baker trying to find the zone. Hellickson waiting on deck. Hellickson on the deck is 0 for 7, has struck out 4, and does not have a sacrifice. So we'll see what that means. Here's the big pitch, 3-2, swung on and fouled away. The D-backs are 6-8 at home, and they're 4-4 on the road. They've lost 5 of the last 7. The Dodgers are 11-2 at home, but they're also under 500 on the road. Turner and company are 3-6, and they have a 7-game road trip coming up. 4 with Milwaukee, and next weekend in Colorado. All right, Baker again straightens up. A look over at first. The 3-2 with Pacheco going, and it's lifted foul and out of play. So Chip Hale running Pacheco in this 2-2 tie. Jordan walking back to the bag and looking over to see if they want him to go again. Dave McKay coaching at first. Andy Green over at third. There's Andy. So Pacheco was going 3-2. We'll see what he does this time. Baker straightens up, looks over his shoulder. Pacheco draws a throw and scrambles back on his hands and knees. Dodgers 2, Arizona 2. Giants beat the Angels. Can't think of a worse way to lose the game than to have the tying run hit by a ground ball for the third out. That's what happened to the Angels. Here's the 3-2 pitch coming up. Pacheco goes. It is pulled way down the right field line, foul, and second level. So that was foul almost immediately. Pennington still looking for his first home run of the year. He has a little power, not much. He had 2 home runs. When he played with the A's, he hit as many as 8, but that was a while ago. So Cliff back up, 3-2 the count. So Pacheco doing a little wind sprinting off first base. We'll see if he goes again. Nobody out. There he goes. The pitch is hit just fair on the chalk into left field. Van Slyke up with it since he was going. Pacheco to third, but into second base goes Pennington, and they get him. Scott Van Slyke makes a good play. It was interesting to watch that ball because the third base umpire, Alan Porter, leaped high in the air as the ball landed on the foul line. Look out. And he got out of the way, and it was a fair ball. And then a big play. Pacheco going is into third. The perfect throw to Kendrick, and Pennington was nailed. So 1 out, runner at third. Dodger infield plays up. We're only in the second inning, and they're up because the pitcher Hellickson is at the plate. He's 0 for 7, 4 strikeouts. He does not have a sacrifice. On deck is Inciarte, who doubled. So let's see what they're going to do with Hellickson. Pacheco runs well. Short lead at third if you're thinking squeeze play. And the first pitch inside, ball 1. 1-0. Baker's really struggling now. He's made 37 pitches, and we're in the second inning with 1 out. Don Mattingly flashing a sign out to the infield. Pacheco, short lead again, and the pitch is off the plate. 2-0. So Baker hasn't challenged Hellickson. Now the pitcher looks down to Andy Green. The runner, Pacheco, is looking at his third base coach. Turner is right at the bag at third. In fact, Turner is right at the bag. Here's the 2-0 pitch on the way, taken for a strike, and the count 2-1. So Arizona got 2 in the top of the first. Dodgers came right back with 2. Now Arizona has a runner at third, 1 out, and a 2-1 count on Hellickson with the leadoff man on deck. This is the 5th meeting between the two teams. They've split the previous 4. 2-1 pitch on the way is taken for a strike. 2-2. When the Dodgers went over to Arizona, the Diamondbacks beat the Dodgers 2 out of 3. So the Dodgers trying to at least return the favor by winning last night. So Inciarte waiting on the plate with a 2-ball, 2-strike count on Jeremy Hellickson. Baker ready. Here he comes, and it's nubbed foul behind the plate. Hellickson perhaps going after ball 3. It was borderline. He went over to take a swipe at it. So still 2 balls and 2 strikes to the Arizona pitcher. Jeremy, very deliberate, checks back in. Dodger infield is up. Outfield pretty shallow, especially Ether in right field. The 2-2 pitch coming up. Baker ready. Here he comes. And it's a little flare down the right field line, slicing foul, and drops untouched. So back to first base comes Hellickson. And again, every pitch is $1 spent as far as Baker is concerned. He's in the second inning with 1 out, and he's made 42 pitches. So Baker trying to get rid of a pitcher who's given him a bad time. Against San Diego, he went 7 innings and made 102 pitches. So here's the 2-2 pitch again to Hellickson. Swung on and fouled away. So at 90 miles an hour, Baker's unable to get rid of Hellickson. Still 2-2. A little discouraging, I'm sure, if you're a pitcher facing another pitcher who is 0 for 7, has struck out 4 times. You knew about that going into the game. And yet he's having a lot of trouble trying to put him away. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Second inning. Jordan Pacheco down the line from third. And the 2-2 pitch again to Jeremy Hellickson is a hot one, one-handed over at third base by Turner. Fires to first in time. And holding at third is Pacheco. And I'll tell you one thing. Hellickson hit that ball hard. Baker didn't fool him at all. That was the only time he was able to pull the ball, and it was a one-hopper to the gloved side, so Turner could handle it one-handed, then look over at third, take plenty of time, and still throw Hellickson out. So 2 down, and the batter, Inciarte. Then looking back at this inning, Pennington had 9 pitches in his at-bat. He singled and was nailed going to second. Hellickson saw 8 pitches, so 17 pitches on the number 8 and 9 hitters. So here's Inciarte, and he looks at an off-speed pitch for ball 1. One thing about Inciarte, April the 11th over in Arizona, he had 2 hits against Kershaw. The D-backs won the game 6-0. It's rare for a left-hand batter to do that, and he promptly bangs it into center for a base hit. So in comes Pacheco, and Arizona's out in front 3-2, and Baker is really struggling here, no doubt about that. We just wanted to finish the thought on Inciarte. Pitch was up, and he was able to bang it into center field. We told you about the fact he had gotten 2 hits against Kershaw. It is very rare for a left-hand batter to get 2 hits against Kershaw. Only one other left-hand batter has ever had a 3-hit game against Clayton. That was Matt Carpenter, altogether, of St. Louis. So 3-2. And Inciarte certainly a threat to steal with A.J. Pollock at the plate. 3 runs, 5 hits for Arizona. 2 runs, 3 hits for the Dodgers. A look over to first. Now the first pitch up and in for a strike, and the count 0-1. Dodgers load up the left side, and with Gonzalez on the bag, there is no one really in the area code of second base. 0-1. Boy, it's a lopsided game they play these days. Hitter after hitter. Strike 1 pitch, a bluff by Inciarte in the pitch inside. 1 ball and 1 strike. A.J. Pollock grounded to third in the first inning. He's looking at Andy Green. Tomorrow, final game of the series and the homestand. Chase Anderson against Brett Anderson. Meanwhile, Inciarte hops off the bag. Baker out of a stretch, looks over his shoulder. Inciarte, pretty good lead, but he's not going anywhere. and the pitch swung on and fouled at the plate, and the count 1-2. So A.J. Pollock, who came in hitting about .338 against the Dodgers and a 9-game hitting streak, up there now trying to advance Inciarte, if not to pick him up. And of course, hitting behind Pollock, Mr. Goldschmidt. Inciarte stolen a lot of bases in the minor leagues. Here's the 1-2 pitch, swung on, little roller wide to third. Turner is up with it. He guns it to first just in time. Boy, Inciarte flying down the line. So 2 nice plays by Justin Turner. However, the D-backs get a run, and at the end of an inning and a half, Arizona 3 and the Dodgers 2. In front now in the second inning, 3-2 for Baker. For him, it's been agony out there. He has made 50 pitches in the first 2 innings, and he's given up 3 runs and 5 hits. So it's been a struggle indeed. Dodgers trying to match the offense of Arizona. Came back with 2 runs of their own in the first. Now it'll be Yasmani Grandal, Kike Hernandez, and then Scott Baker. Hernandez really hitting in the number 8 slot right behind Grandal, who takes a strike. Yasmani struggling, hitting just 179. They load up the right side. Hill way out in right field, and the pitch fouled away off to the left. Fastball. Yasmani a little late. 0-2 the count. Neither pitcher throwing as hard as we have become accustomed to seeing. They're both around 90. We don't see any 95s or anything close to it. Time for the moment. Randall backs up. Turner homered. Kendrick singled. Gonzalez doubled him in to tie it up in the first inning, but Arizona came back with a run. Randall takes off the plate. 1-2 the count. Cliff Pennington, the shortstop, all alone on the left side. Tomas along with Hill and Goldschmidt, the third baseman who does not have great range, so they say, playing second base. Hill, he's playing short right field. 1-2 pitch on the way. Grandal swings, foul tips it, though he's still there. Dodgers began the day with a little 2-game winning streak. They've won 5 of 7, 11 of 13 at home. The 1-2 pitch coming up. And that's a fastball down and away. 2 balls and 2 strikes. It's Jeremy Hellickson and Scott Baker. Tomorrow it will be Anderson versus Anderson. Chase Anderson for Arizona. Brett Anderson for the Dodgers. Meanwhile, Baker looking for a helmet and Jock Peterson waiting. 2-2 pitch off speed and fouled away. Still 2-2 to Grandal. Dodgers will pack up and move on after Sunday's game. They've not done that well on the road, 3-6, and they're faced with 4 in Milwaukee, and then next weekend with Colorado. Here's the 2-2 pitch coming up. Hellickson delivers, foul back. Another 90-mile-an-hour fastball. Dodgers will play 4 with Milwaukee. Milwaukee struggling a great deal. They've only won 5 games. It's early, and Milwaukee's already 11.5 games out. And they're 3-10 at home. Grandal, meanwhile, a line drive inside the left field line, down into the corner, and Yasmani has himself a stand-up double to open up the second inning. You get the feeling that neither starting pitcher will be around for 4 innings. We'll see. The Grandal, a tying run, opens up the second with a double. And now it's up to Kike Hernandez, Scott Baker, and Jock Peterson. Arizona 3 runs on 5 hits. They have 2 singles, 2 doubles, and a home run. The Dodgers have 2 runs on 4 hits. They have a single, 2 doubles, and a home run. And here's Kike Hernandez trying to pick up Grandal and tie up the game. Nobody out, and Baker on deck. The first pitch to Hernandez in the dirt, blocked nicely by Pacheco. That easily could have moved the runner over. Hellickson coming into the game does not have a wild pitch. It was a curve, and a good job of Pacheco to keep the ball right around the plate. 1 ball and no strikes. Kike waiting. Hellickson straightens up, and the 1-0 pitch on the way, and that's fouled away off to the right, out of play. Kike Hernandez 2 for 6, though a batting average swollen with just a few at bats. Made his debut on Tuesday. Up there now with a chance to tie up the game. 1 ball and 1 strike. Hellickson at the belt. A look back at Grandal. Now the 1-1 pitch. Swung on. Fly ball to left field. Going back on it is Inciarte, but easy play. Just a fly ball, so the runner holds. 1 out, and Baker coming up. St. Friends, be one of the first 40,000 in attendance. That would be Thursday, May the 14th. Dodgers and Rockies, and you can pick up your Sandy Koufax pin. That would be number 3 in the Cy Young Pin Collector Series, presented by 76. Visit Dodgers.com/promotions. So the 14th, the Koufax pin. The 16th, Old Timers game. So here is Baker. Scott, right-hand batter. After 35 pitches, Hellickson ready. Right-hander over the top. Breaking ball slides in for a strike at 74. No balls and 1 strike. Baker against San Diego had just 1 at bat, 0-1. Spent a lot of time in the American League, so he doesn't really have too many at bats anyway. Strike 1 pitch on the way. Hellickson delivers, fastball down and away. Again, each pitcher, his maximum effort, it looks like, is 90 miles an hour. 1-1. Hellickson at the belt. Looks back at Grandal. The next one swung on and missed, and he now got it up to 91. You know, you look back, if you're Arizona, last night you saw Carlos Frias throwing 95, 96. You saw Baez coming in. Pedro is hitting 97. And now you have two pitchers right around 90. So 1-2 the count to Baker. 1 out, 3-2 Arizona. Bottom of the second inning. And the 1-2 pitch on the way. Waved at and missed. A little sinker at about 79 miles an hour. So 2 down. That would be the third strikeout for Hellickson. And the batter, Jock Peterson, who led off the game with a strikeout. 0-1. Peterson in his first at-bat last night had a 3-1 count, flied to left. And then the next time walked up, got a changeup, and hit it in the bleachers. 2 down, second inning. Arizona 3 and the Dodgers 2. Jordan Pacheco out to the mound to talk a little while to Hellickson. Arizona has lost 5 of the last 7. The Dodgers have won 5 of the last 7. When Goldschmidt hit a home run, that was the 15th home run for Arizona. When Turner hit one, that was 36 for the Dodgers. Hellickson straightens up, looks in to get a sign, right-hander ready, and delivers. And the first pitch inside, ball 1. 1-0 to Jock Peterson. Hellickson kind of goes into a little crouch before he straightens up. Leans in, looks for a sign. Young right-hander eye to eye away from Des Moines. There's the little crouch. Now straightens up. And the 1-0 pitch on the way. Peterson, a big swing and a miss. The infield is not completely committed. That means Pennington, the shortstop, is near the bag, but he's not gone over the other side. Aaron Hill is about a foot or so on the grass. Goldschmidt deep. The outfield straight away, and Trumbo and right deep. So 1 ball and 1 strike the count to Jock Peterson. Hellickson delivers and slips it in nicely. A 90-mile-an-hour fastball inside corner. 1-2. 3-2 Arizona. We're only in the second inning. We have started off in a rather leisurely pace. Hellickson again a check. Peterson bats straight up for the moment. Hitting back of him, Justin Turner. By the way, Goldschmidt will lead off the third inning. Goldie's already hit a home run. So here's the 1-2 pitch coming up to Jock Peterson. Hellickson ready, very deliberate. Now to the plate, check swing. They're going to look, strike 3. And so Peterson strikes out a second time. Dodgers get a leadoff double from Grandal and can't move him. And at the end of 2, Arizona 3, Dodgers 2. the first inning. We had talked about him last night being a first pitch hitter and to look out. Well, sure enough, he hit the first pitch for a home run in the first inning. He is hitting .538 on the first pitch, and 4 of his 6 home runs have been hit on the first pitch. So we certainly don't want to miss Scott Baker's first pitch to Paul Goldschmidt. Then Trumbo and Tomas. 3-2 Arizona in the third. So Goldie, big right-hand batter. And here comes the first pitch, and it's swung on, fouled away. No balls and 1 strike to count. Goldschmidt is certainly the franchise player. It's upon his shoulders the success or failure of the organization, really. Strike 1 pitch almost hits him. It was only 82 miles an hour, so not exactly an intimidating pitch. The pitch way inside just sailed right by the left elbow. And a 1-ball, 1-strike count. Baker turns on the rubber. The right hand is 1-1 pitch. Swung on, hacked foul. 1-2 the count. Goldschmidt, in the last 4 games, 11 for 18. That's a batting average of .618. 1-2. Next pitch is taken down and away. Paul started his swing and held up. He's very impressive looking. He's 6'3". He's a good 245 pounds. He's 27 years old. He'll be 28 in September. And would you believe the Dodgers drafted him and missed out on him? He fouls another one away. In fact, back in 2006, the Dodgers drafted Clayton Kershaw. Then came around time, and they got Goldschmidt in the 49th round, and he opted, no, I want to go to Texas State. It was a good deal. Came back 3 years later, and he was an 8th round pick. 2-2 the count to Paul Goldschmidt, and he backs out. Time called. Goldie has 18 RBIs in his team's victories. 2-2 pitch on the way, swung on, fouled away again. He has the highest number of RBIs with men in scoring position, 16. He picks up the runner at third 7 times with less than 2 out. He's averaging an RBI about just under every 4 at bats. 2-2 pitch to Paul Goldschmidt, swung on and missed. Fastball up at 91 to nail him. The Goldschmidt hacking away at every pitch and strikes out. For Baker, that would be his first strikeout. Pitch was high, maybe out of the strike zone, but then again, he's 6'3". Tried to uppercut it and came up empty. So that'll bring up Mark Trumbo, who popped a short in the first inning. Goldie back in the dugout. Trumbo hitting .299. Has a look at a high strike. Trumbo's 6'4", so he's an inch bigger than Goldschmidt. Weighs in about 230. Mark was born in Anaheim and still lives in Orange. Strike 1 pitch in there. 0-2. Trumbo was the 18th round pick by the Angels, facing Scott Baker. Mark was going to go to SC. His father was a big fan. He had signed a letter of intent, and then he opted to sign with the Angels. Swings a hopper, backhanded at short by Hernandez, guns it to first. So Kike Hernandez, who can play a good 6 positions out there on the field, playing shortstop. The other night, you may remember, he played center field. So he backhanded that, and he has the arm to do that. Actually scrambled on the play and then pulled the trigger, and Trumbo was out. So 2 down, and Yasmani Tomas, who doubled a left in the first inning, coming up. Tomas off to a great start, batting .345, and takes a strike. Yasmani is 6'1" and 230, so a couple of big men right in the middle of the lineup. Baker back, that's fouled away. No balls and 2 strikes, the count. Tomas made headlines. He's from Cuba, and in November of last year, he was 24 years old. He signed a 6-year deal worth $68.5 million. Another big Cuban signing. Remember when Yasiel Puig signed for 42? Alex Guerrero signed for 28. Here's the strike 2 pitch. Tomas fouls it away. So Yasmani Tomas, 24, be 25 after the year. No balls, 2 strikes. Scott Baker turns ready and comes back, and there's a ground ball to third. Back to get it is Turner. He straightens up and lets it fly, and all of a sudden Scott Baker settles down. A 1-2-3 inning, a strikeout and 2 ground balls at the end of 2.5 innings. 3-2 Arizona. Provided a home run leading off the 2nd inning last night and a home run in the 1st inning tonight. The Dodgers are 11-2, and they've averaged almost 6 runs a game. The New York Mets at home at the start of today, 11-1, and they're just a hair under 5 runs a game. And then the Cardinals and the Rockies. But the 2 teams having such a great start at home are 2 teams that have manufactured a lot of runs. So here's Turner, followed by Kendrick, followed by Gonzalez. Right-hander Hellickson delivers, and he's inside. Ball 1, 1-0. Turner, 3 home runs, 6 RBIs. Turner's a marvelous player to have on your ball club, no doubt about that. 1-0 pitch inside, ball 2. The Mets thought and recognized the fact he was very talented, but they felt that he wasn't strong enough to play every day, and every now and then he'd have some injuries. The Dodgers don't have to play him every day, and when they do, he excels. 2-0 pitch, big swing and a miss. 2-1 the count. Of course, when the Dodgers and D-backs get together, it's amazing how close one team is to the other. Like Ben Platt did a little work and dug out And it is interesting to look where they are and where they've gone. We mentioned that Goldschmidt was drafted by the Dodgers but didn't sign. 2-1 pitch to Turner, check swing for ball 3. Well, the manager, Chip Hale, played for the Dodgers. Mike Harkey, the pitching coach, played for the Dodgers. Last night, Arizona's pitcher, Ruby De La Rosa, played for the Dodgers. Paul Goldschmidt, we told you, was drafted by the Dodgers. The general manager, Dave Stewart, played for the Dodgers. 3-1 pitch is ball 4 to John Watson, who was a senior vice president of baseball operations, used to work for the Dodgers. Mike Fetters, former reliever, is with Arizona. Craig Shipley, remember the first young player to come from Arizona? He was a Dodger. Now he's a special assistant to Dave Stewart. The broadcaster, a knuckleballer with the Dodgers, Tom Candiotti. Luis Gonzalez, great star for Arizona, played for the Dodgers in 2007. The president and CEO of Arizona is the former Dodger Derek Hall. And for good measure, the senior vice president of communications, Josh Rawitz, who was with Arizona. He was a Dodger. So it's like looking at a mirror when they come here. 3-2 in favor of Arizona. Turner, the tying run at first, and here's Howie Kendrick. Out of a stretch goes Hellickson. Right-hander over the top, flips it off the plate, ball 1. Hellickson has allowed 2 runs, 4 hits, a home run, 2 doubles, a single. He has walked 1, but he's also struck out 4. He's ready to make his 50th pitch. Baker made 64 in his 3 innings. 1-0 pitch on the way to Hendrick. Right hand to Hellickson's fastball is low, and that time he didn't get it to 90. So Kendrick single to right field, a little flare in the first inning. Howie will take it. It's not fishing. You don't have to throw the little ones back. 2-0 the count. Turner held on by Goldschmidt over there at first. And the 2-0 pitch on the way. Hellickson at the belt, right-hander delivers on the hands, line drive at Pennington, back to Goldschmidt. It gets away at first. Turner will hold on. So they almost doubled him up. Instead, Kendrick lines out. Isn't that baseball? Kendrick has a little flare in the first inning, and it drops him to right field for a base hit. Next time up, he hits one right on the screws and at the shortstop for an out. Whether it's true or not, ball players live with the philosophy that in the end it will all even out. Well, we'll see. Adrian Gonzalez at home, another reason why the Dodgers are 11-2. He's hitting .468 at home. 8 doubles, 6 home runs. He had a double in the first inning to drive in a run. Adrian has a look at ball 1. 1-0. 3-2 Arizona, bottom of the third. Right side loaded up. Although they're on the rim, Hill is not out on the grass in right field. The 1-0 pitch on the way. Adrian looks, and it's a strike. Boy, what a temptation if you can get the pitch to handle it. The left side of the Arizona infield. Pennington, the shortstop, way over to his left. If Adrian could just nudge the ball up along third base, he'd have a base hit. Here's the 1-1 pitch on the way. Hellickson keeping an eye over at first. The pitch low and away. 2-1 to count. Adrian checking with Lorenzo Bundy in the third base coaching box. Turner held on by Goldschmidt. 1 out. Jeremy Hellickson ready, and his 2-1 pitch. We'll see about Turner. He's not going, and the pitch is swung on and missed, and the count 2-2. Dodgers have been giving Arizona a bad time. When the Dodgers beat the Diamondbacks last night, it meant they have beaten Arizona 8 of the last 10 games here. Arizona began the night 4 games back of the Dodgers. All right, the 2-2 pitch on the way. Hellickson, another look at Turner. Still looking. Now the pitch, and Gonzalez takes low. 3-2 the count. So the first thing you want to do is look at Gonzalez as a contact hitter. He's had close to 100 at-bats. He has struck out 12 times. He has grounded into 4 double plays. Does that mean they're going to run Turner? Well, we'll find out. 1 out, 3rd inning, 3-2 Arizona. Hellickson watching Turner and throws over there, and Justin back on the bag. Turner does not have a stolen base. The 3-2 pitch. We'll keep an eye on Justin. There he goes, and there's a high chopper up the middle. It's going to be fielded, but only to first base. Tomas, the third baseman, did not have a play at second, so he had to go to first, and Turner, the tying run, is now in scoring position. Got a little crowded around second base, both Tomas and Pennington, and along with the sliding Turner. So the count was in the Dodgers' favor. They were able to run Turner. Otherwise, that's a double play. So the force play is instead just an out. And into second base goes Turner. Tying run out there with 2 down. Van Slyke struck out in the first inning. Scotty made a good throw to nail Pennington and deprive him of a double back in the second inning. And the first pitch to Van Slyke in for a strike. And the count 0-1. Andy Van Slyke, Scott's father, would have been proud of that great throw into second base. Scott's father, Andy, had 5 straight Gold Gloves. Strike 1 pitch on the way. And that's a little bit low at 82. Jeremy Hellickson with a record of 1-3. The Dodgers beat him a couple of years ago here when he was with Tampa Bay. 1 ball and 1 strike. The next pitch to Van Slyke swung on and missed. By the way, we were talking earlier, the Dodgers with their great record 11-2, and they're there because of great hitting. The Mets 11-1 with great hitting. Well, the Mets were shut out today by Washington. Boy, the Nationals really own the Mets. They've beaten them 16 out of the last 18 at Citi Field in New York. Meanwhile, the veteran and the kid, Gonzalez and Peterson, talking. And out on the field, Van Slyke trying to pick up Turner. 1-2 pitch on the way. Hellickson delivers, swung on, base hit to center. Here comes Turner. He will score without a play, and we have a 3-3 tie. So Van Slyke continues his very heady hitting, and the Dodgers have tied it up again.
Number 16, Andre.
Van Slyke clean as a whistle, base hit to center. Scoring without a play is Turner. So that means that play at second base is so important. Remember, fortunately for the Dodgers, Gonzalez had a 3-2 count. That allowed Turner to run. That prevented Tomas from getting a double play. And sure enough, the Dodgers cashed in Turner. So we're 3-3 in the third. And here's Andre Ethier. Throw to first. Van Slyke diving back to the bag. Scotty has not been involved in a stolen base. Totals are identical. Van Slyke now with a 10-game hitting streak. 3 runs, 5 hits, and no errors for each side. Hellickson set at the belt. Right-hander ready and delivers, and Ethier takes low. Ball 1. 1-0 the count. Andre hitting .320. in his 10th big league season, the longest tenured Dodger in the big league club. 1 ball and no strikes. Here's the 1-0 pitch on the way, taken off the plate. 2-0 the count to Ethier. On deck, Yasmani Grandal. Ethier flied to center in the first inning. So the D-backs got 2 in the first inning. Dodgers came back with 2. D-backs got a run in the second, and the Dodgers came back with a run in the third. 3-3. Hellickson making a lot of pitches, just like Baker. The 2-0 pitch on the way, swung on, squirted right back to the mound. Hellickson flips to first, and that's the inning. But the big play on the big count, because it was 3-2, they couldn't get Turner, who was going, and sure enough, the Dodgers cashed Justin in. And at the end of 3, a 3-3 tie. The Dodge Challenger with an EPA estimated 30 highway MPG. This car was made for driving in California. Visit Dodge.com today. 4th inning, we have a 3-3 tie. Each pitcher is really laboring. We made the remark, we wondered if they could each get through the 4th inning. And they're equally the same in numbers of pitches. Baker made 64 pitches in his 3 innings, and sure enough, Hellickson has made 64 pitches in his 3 innings. 1 ball and no strikes to Aaron Hill. Dodgers without Carl Crawford, Yasiel Puig, and how fortunate they have been. Andre Ethier and Scott Van Slyke doing great jobs. Van Slyke, when he got that base hit to tie up the game to give him a 10-game hitting streak, Scotty is hitting .419. And a drive to left. Van Slyke going back, but he doesn't have a play. It's in the stands. And just like that, it's 4-3 Arizona. And as I said, I can't imagine these pitchers hanging around. So Aaron Hill, who has some sock. I mean, there's nothing fluky about Aaron hitting the ball out. Got that ball up, and he hit it out. No doubt about it. Van Slyke turned, but he never had a chance. So 4 runs and 7 hits for Arizona. 3 runs, 5 hits for the Dodgers. Arizona with 2 home runs. The Dodgers have 1. And ball 1 to Jordan Pacheco. Pacheco walked and eventually came around to score back in the 2nd inning. So Arizona led 2-0. Dodgers tied. Arizona led 3-2. Dodgers tied. Arizona leads 4-3. Top of the 4th inning. 70th pitch coming up from Scott Baker. And a high fly ball to right center. It looks like Ethier has a play and does. You know the expression selfie today? You have your little cell phone and you take a picture of yourself. Watch this. Here's the cast. Look, he has a video camera. Nice going. I mean, he's got that play forever. And look at the little boy sitting in his dad's lap, taking it all in. So there I was, sitting in the bleachers. I made a magnificent catch. There's a selfie of all selfies. Strike. One out. Cliff Pennington single to left to set up the run. He had a 9-pitch at bat. 1 ball and 1 strike. Switch hitter batting left-handed. Cliff Pennington. Ball 2. Despite the fact the pitchers have certainly been wobbly, neither pitcher looks like he's in command. The bullpens have been quiet. Not a ball thrown. Ball 3. Three balls, 1 strike. And a high fly ball to deep center. Back goes Peterson, turns, puts it away. So 2 out, and the batter will be Jeremy Hellickson.
Jeremy Hellickson.
75 pitches made by Scott Baker, and we're in the 4th. He did retire the side in order in the 3rd inning. Hellickson has not been able to retire the side in order in his 3 innings. Foul back. Giants won. They beat the Angels 5-4, and the Angels, the last out, the tying run, the runner at first, hit by a batted ball. However, I don't think that would have been a base hit. They had the shift on, did the Giants, and it looked like the ball was going to go to Joe Panik, who was out on the grass. But before it got to Panik, it hit the Angel runner, and they lost 5-4. 1 ball and 1 strike. Fastball, little slow roller, tough play. Bare hand picked up, juggled, dropped, and that'll be that. It should be a base hit. I mean, that is a very tough play, and the scorer usually is advised if it takes a good play to get the out and you don't make it, it's a base hit. We'll see. But it is tough. Look what Turner is now. He's got a charged, hope for a good hop, bare hand, and it spins out of his hand. I would say base hit, and that's what they're doing. Good call. So Hellickson gets a single, 8 hits now, and they are moving around in the Dodger bullpen. Here's Inciarte, who has doubled and singled. Ender takes a strike, and the count 0-1. Inciarte trying to move things along here. Juan Nicasio gets up in the Dodger bullpen. 0-1. Gonzalez not holding the bat on Hellickson. They don't expect the pitcher to do any running. And there's Nicasio. Inciarte, originally drafted by the Diamondbacks, and they had to get him back from the Phillies. Ball 2. Inciarte, not a big man at all. He's 5'11", but only 160 pounds. 24, he'd be 25 in October. from Maracaibo in Venezuela. 2-1. Good breaking ball. 2-2. Two balls, two strikes, two out, one in, a man aboard. And the D-backs, for the third time, lead the Dodgers 4-3. Check swing, scrambling save, but it's strike three, and that will do it. However, Aaron Hill's home run up there on the board. 1 run, 2 hits, 1 left at the end of 3.5 innings. 4-3 Arizona. Again, May 12th, be one of the first 40,000 fans in attendance. Receive a Clayton Kershaw bobblehead presented by Coca-Cola. For tickets, visit Dodgers.com/promotions. Well, from the looks of things, we talked about the fact we didn't know whether Scott Baker could make it through 4 innings. And I think Scott has made it through 4, and that's about it. Because Nicasio is still throwing in the Dodger bullpen, and Scott is due up third when the Dodgers hit. Baker looking for a helmet, but I doubt very much if he'll have a chance to get to the plate. 4 runs, 8 hits. Baker made 84 pitches in 4 innings. It was an agonizing effort for him. He did retire the side in order in the 3rd inning, but otherwise he was pitching out of the stretch. So 4-3. Now the question is, will Hellickson make it through 4? He's made 64 pitches. He's allowed 3 runs, 5 hits. With Grandal up there, Aaron Hill is 25 feet out there in right field. And a strike. No balls and 1 strike to Yasmani. He doubled in the 2nd inning, doubled to left field. One ball and 1 strike. And a drive into right field, base hit for Yasmani. Trumbo gets it back in. So the Dodgers now have the tying run aboard, nobody out. Hernandez, and we'll see about a hitter for Baker. So Grandal, 2-for-2, a double and a single. Kike Hernandez flied to left field in the 2nd inning. For the moment at least, Baker comes out on deck. Nicasio down in the pen is still throwing. So here is Hernandez. Kike, a fly ball, first at bat. And ball one. Baker tuning up for a concert. I don't believe he will play. Unless there is a shot. If Hernandez gets aboard, they then could use Baker to come up and sacrifice. So we'll see. 1 ball and no strikes. 1-1. Wasn't thrown hard. Pretty good sink. Off speed pitch. Four runs, 8 hits for Arizona, 3 runs, 6 hits for the Dodgers. Bottom of the 4th inning, nobody out. Tying run Grandal at first. Ground foul. 1-2. Final game tomorrow, 1:10. Final game of the homestand. Anderson versus Anderson. Chase Anderson for Arizona and Brett Anderson for the Dodgers. Chase Anderson will come in 0-1 with an earned run average of 4. Brett Anderson will come in 1-1 with an ERA of 5. 1 ball and 2 strikes. And that sinker takes care of Hernandez. So 1 out. Baker now with 1 out is going to come up to the plate.
Number 30.
Nicasio is still throwing. So you still have to believe that they want Baker to sacrifice and they get Nicasio ready. Might have been different had Hernandez not struck out. On deck, Jock Peterson. Showing bunt. And ball 1. One ball and no strikes. It's 4-3. Arizona, bottom of the 4th. 1 out. Tomas even with the bag at third. Goldschmidt ready to push off from first. The bunt foul. By the way, we've mentioned it a couple of times because it is odd to have the Angels lose when one of the Angel runners hit by a batted ball for the 3rd out. In case you wonder, as Mike Harkey is going to the mound, so you have a moment. The last time a game ended with a ball hitting a base runner was June the 27th, 2010. Pedro Alvarez of the Pirates was struck by a line drive. Today, it was the Angels' Taylor Featherston with runners at first and third, down 5-4. It was a ground ball that hit Featherston, but the quick glimpse we had of it on television, it looked like if it had not hit him, it would have been right to Joe Panik, who was playing a bit on the grass, and an easy throw to first. Meanwhile, 1 ball and 1 strike to count. Nicasio is still throwing, so take a good look because one way or another you think Baker's coming out. He bunts. Goldschmidt backhands, throws to second for 1, back to first, not in time. But after all that strategy, the Dodgers go backwards. They had Grandal open up the inning. 2 outs later, they have Baker running at first. So he got the bunt down, but Goldschmidt made a nice play. Pennington's throw, not in time.
Now batting, number 31, Jock Peterson.
So Jock Peterson coming up with Baker at first, bottom of the 4th inning. Peterson has had a lot of trouble with Hellickson. He has struck out twice. He hit a changeup for a grand slam home run last night. that might be the last changeup he's going to see for a while. Hellickson has not retired the side in order. Dodgers have had men on base in every inning, but Hellickson's leading 4-3. Ball one. Probably tiresome for me to say it, tiresome for you to look, but at the same time you figure you have to say it. They've loaded up the right side. 1 ball and no strikes. They're not holding Baker. Ball 2. The old expression, don't know whether to fish or cut bait. I think Nicasio falls into that category. Yeah, he's kind of wandering around in the bullpen. 2 balls and no strikes. That's on the outside corner, 2-1. So all during the strategy with Baker, Nicasio was throwing. Now he's trying to figure out, am I coming in or not? Chances would be he's coming in, but we'll see. 2-1. 2-2. That off-speed pitch down and away. So Hellickson, a little of this, a little of that. Gave up a home run, a single, and a double in the first inning. Gave up a double in the second inning. Gave up a single and a walk in the third inning. Gave up a leadoff single in the fourth. He's got Andrew Chafin, however, beginning to warm up. Chafin at the bit. What? 2-2. Boy, a big swing and a foul ball. So the Dodgers left a runner at second base in the first inning. They left a runner at second base in the second inning. They've left a man on in the third, and they're in danger of wasting a leadoff single here in the fourth. 2-2. And ball 3. Hellickson walked Turner leading off the third inning. That's the only walk he's given up thus far. But he's up there in the pitch count. Baker made 84 pitches in 4 innings. He's made 80, and he's not finished in the fourth inning. 3-2. Baker ready to go. Foul back. Again, Hellickson with Baker ready to run. Jock Peterson with Turner on deck. And the 3-2 pitch yet again. And strike 3 called. Jock Peterson going to first base, called out on a breaking ball that got the inside corner. Looked like a good pitch. No runs, a hit, a man left. And at the end of 4, that's right, 4, it's 4-3 Arizona. Arizona. Baker started and went 4, made 84 pitches, gave up the 4 runs and 7 hits. And now Juan Nicasio will be coming in. The Dodgers a little short on the bench. That's one reason why Mattingly did not want to waste somebody as a pinch hitter, and he let Baker come up. Uribe, Guerrero, Ellis are all right-handed. They have really only one left-handed batter in the dugout, and that's Jimmy Rollins. So here is Nicasio, and we go to the 5th.
Leading off for Arizona, number 11, A.J. Pollock.
A.J. Pollock, the center fielder. Then it'll be Paul Goldschmidt and Mark Trumbo, the numbers 2, 3, and 4 hitters, the big men, coming up. Pollock twice has grounded to third, and that's ball 1. So after all of the 90s that we have seen, Nicasio's first pitch was 95. 1 ball, no strikes. Fouled away, 1-1. The Padres leading the Rockies 3-2. They're in the 6th inning. Dodgers will go to Colorado next weekend. 1 ball and 1 strike. Fastball fouled away. Kind of a rare game. It's rare indeed that you see each starting pitcher make 80 some odd pitches in 4 innings. Scott Baker made 84, and Hellickson, Jeremy, made 82. Averaging a little more than 20 pitches. That'd be 180 for a game. So you knew they were both in a lot of trouble, but Hellickson is still in the game. Fastball at 96. 2-2 the count. Juan Nicasio, 29 years old come August. He's a big 6'3" and at least 210. In his career, he's been brilliant in April, 7-0 in the month. Ground ball to the middleman. Hernandez guns it low, and Gonzalez saves him. Nice play at first. So Kike, who's not playing much at short today, makes a play, 1 away. Now Paul Goldschmidt. Goldie had a 2-run home run in the first inning, struck out in the third, and I'm sure Nicasio is very well aware of how successful Goldschmidt is on the first pitch. Yep, first pitch, whacked down the left field line, foul ball. Maybe the word isn't out. No balls and 1 strike to count. So Nicasio and Grandal putting their heads together. 1 out, 5th inning. 4-3 Arizona. Goldschmidt, a 2-run home run, struck out. And another strike at 95. 0-2. Goldschmidt, when he struck out in the 3rd inning, it was the 20th time he had struck out, and make it 21. The Goldschmidt strikes out a 2nd time. 2 out here in the 5th. And Mark Trumbo popped to short, grounded to short, coming up. Nicasio, another one of those flamethrowers. and he's already demonstrated that. Juan came in with an ERA of 1.9, and he has struck out 14. Trumbo for 2, strike, 0-1. When the Dodgers come up in the bottom of the 5th inning, Turner, Kendrick, Gonzalez. So the numbers 2, 3, and 4 hitters coming up for each team. D-backs lead 4-3, 0-2 the count to Mark Trumbo. No balls, 2 strikes. One and 2. Big slider on that pitch. You're going to get a fastball. The 2-seamer is 94. The 4-seamer, he's been clocked at 98. Then that slider, he has a curve and a changeup. 96 fastball up around the eyes. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Nicasio, originally signed as Paul Goldschmidt, sits back, grins a little bit. He did hit the 2-run home run besides striking out twice. 2-2 to Trumbo. Breaking ball hit into right center, and there's Jock. And that's that. Nice tasty inning turned in by Nicasio. 1-2-3, striking out 1. And at the end of 4.5 innings, it's 4-3 Arizona. California Toyota dealers. Now you can axe the tax on the entire 2015 Prius family. See your Toyota dealer today. Full Moon taking in the ball game with Arizona leading the Dodgers 4-3, bottom of the 5th inning. And it'll be Turner, Kendrick, and Gonzalez asked to come back yet again. D-backs got 2 in the first. Dodgers came back with 2. D-backs got a run in the second. Dodgers came back in the third with a run to tie it. Diamondbacks came up with a run in the fourth, and they're leading by that 4-3. Turner has homered, walked, and scored. And a strike. Justin, quite a handy guy to have around. 3 home runs, half a dozen ribbies, hitting .289. Uribe will be starting at third tomorrow. 0-1. Squirted that thing. Pennington picks it up and throws him out. A little toe dance by Goldschmidt. So Turner rolls out, 1 away.
Number 47,
So Turner's retired for the Dodgers. The last couple of innings, they have the leadoff man got on in the second, the leadoff man got on in the third, and the leadoff man got on in the fourth, but only one of those came home to score. Here is Kendrick, single to right, lined out to short. Ball one. Howie's base hit was a little flare into right field, and the out was a line drive right at the shortstop. One ball and no strikes. Fastball missed, 2-0. His fastball 89-90, and Jeremy a couple of times hit 91. Now behind 3-0. On deck, Adrian Gonzalez. And a strike, 3-1. True to the scouting report, Hellickson gave up 2 runs in the first inning. First inning been bad for him. High chopper to third. Tomas in the dirt. Nice pick by Goldschmidt. 2 out. With the Dodgers scoring 2 runs in the first inning tonight, it meant that Hellickson has allowed 8 runs in the first inning this year. However, he has 2 out in the 5th, and the batter is Gonzalez. And remember, he is yet to retire the Dodgers in order. Adrian doubled to drive in a run, grounded out in the 3rd inning, but that was important. The count ran 3-2. Turner was running. It might have been a force play, but Turner was almost at the bag on the ground ball. A mile-high fly ball to right field. Trumbo on the clock. Comes back into the grass and makes the catch. So Turner had a home run in the first inning. Adrian came so close but got under it in the 5th. And at the end of 5, 4-3 Arizona. Nomo made his debut. He went 5 scoreless innings against the Giants. He wasn't involved in the decision. The game went 15 innings, and the Giants won the game 4-3. In fact, it was interesting. The first 5 starts that Hideo made that year, he had no decision. And then in June, he had 6 wins, no losses, and an earned run average of 0.9. He went on to win 13 games and became the National League Rookie of the Year. What a man. Hideo Nomo. Ichiban. Still 4-3 Arizona. The fifth inning is 1 in a million. Each side retired in order. That's not been the way it's been going up until the fifth. Strike to Tomas, who doubled and grounded out. And a high fly ball to deep center. Peterson to the track. Right at the wall. So Tomas hit that pretty hard. He's still looking for his first home run. Yasmani goes back to the dugout and 1 away.
Number 2, Aaron Hill.
It's fun to watch Peterson. High fastball, uppercut it. I think Tomas thought he might have hit it, but Jock goes back. Little room, maybe a foot or two. Like the Music Man, he knows the territory. Aaron Hill grounded out and homered in the fourth inning, though he still has some sock. Hill, a veteran from Visalia. He hit as many as 36 home runs when he played for the Blue Jays. He had 26 a couple of years ago for Arizona. Four to 3 favor of Arizona, and we're in the sixth inning. And that's really popped up in foul ground. Grandal right there. And stays with it. Nice play by Yasmani as Hill fouls out. 2 down, and the batter is Pacheco. So the last 6 in a row retired as far as Arizona is concerned. And the last 6 retired as far as the Dodgers are concerned. So the game is turned around. The one difference is the fact that Hellickson is still in there. But he and Baker were in constant trouble making so many pitches. Baker finally came out, but Hellickson is still there. It's a little bit remarkable because Jeremy's pitching a bit backwards. I'll tell you about it when he's on the mound. 0-1 the count to Jordan Pacheco. Walked, scored a run, fly to right. And that's going to be hit and speared by Kendrick. 1, 2, 3. So that's 7 in a row retired. At the end of 5.5 innings, however, the Dodgers still trail 4-3. Be one of the first 15,000 children 14 and under in attendance on Sunday and get a Kids Yasiel Puig replica jersey presented by Rice Krispies Treats. For more information, go to Dodgers.com/promotions. 4 runs, 7 hits for Arizona, 3 runs, 6 hits for the Dodgers. We mentioned that Jeremy Hellickson has been pitching backwards. One of the true commandments about being a pitcher is to get the first pitch for a strike and get the leadoff hitter. Well, Hellickson has fallen behind to 14 hitters with the first pitch, and yet he's retired 10 of the first 14. Scott Van Slyke singled to drive in a run. He's hitting 10 straight, hitting better than 400, 419 to be exact. Ball 1. They don't overload. Hill on the grass, but still playing second base. Tomas guarding the line at third, and the outfield straight away. 1 ball, no strikes. Pretty good sinker at 81. Andrew Chafin up again. Hellickson made 82 pitches in 4 innings and then made only 8 pitches in the 5th inning. Now there's Chafin getting ready. 1-1. 2 balls and 1 strike to Scott Van Slyke. 5th game of the 19 schedule between the two. They've split the previous 4. And a high fly ball, but appears playable. And it'll be Pollock. So Van Slyke fly ball to right center, 1 away. That's 7 in a row now retired by Hellickson, who had so much trouble in the first 4 innings. And now let's see, Chip Hale might be taking him out. You have Ethier, a left-hand batter, Chafin, a left-hand hitter, and Hellickson comes out. So as he walks off with a chance to win, he went the required 5. Arizona 4, Dodgers 3. He made 94 pitches. Ethier awaits at the plate, and we'll be back. Nissan. Get to Nissan's ride of your life for exciting performance and surprising offers. Shop at ChooseNissan.com. And by DraftKings. Play daily fantasy baseball for free on DraftKings.com. Use promo code BLUECREW for free entry. 4-3 Arizona. It was a struggle. Jeremy Hellickson did a good enough job to get through 5 and a third innings. He was in a lot of trouble in the first 4 innings, but he's a survivor. And now Andrew Chafin Had Tommy John surgery back in 2010. Made his major league debut in August last year through 5 scoreless innings. 0-1. For Chafin, pretty much of a ground ball pitcher. Oh, and 1. 0-2. Goes hard enough at 93. His 4-seamer has been clocked as high as 94, and the 2-seamer the same. Then he has a slider, which is pretty much considered his out pitch, and a changeup. A little funky, a little tough to pick up the ball. 0-2. Check swing. 1-2 the count. Dodgers made a lot of noise and produced 3 runs in the first 4 innings. They were not retired in order. Had a man on in every inning. And then in the 5th inning, Hellickson did a very good job. Went 1-2-3 against Turner, Kendrick, and Gonzalez. Fouled at the plate. And looking at Chafin's numbers, 1 win, no loss, ERA of 5, 12 innings. He's given up 12 hits, 7 runs. Walked 4, struck out 11. Went to Kent State. One and two. Hard foul ball outside of first. Down in the Arizona bullpen, the right-hander Randall Delgado begins to loosen up because Chafin is due to bat second in the 7th inning, and they want him to just wade through the left-handers. He's also going to turn Grandal around. Yasmani will bat right-handed. Fouled away. So Ethier's still there. Andre flied to center, hit back to the box. One ball and 2 strikes. And foul tipped and held by the catcher Pacheco. So down goes Ethier. We have 2 out in the 6th inning. Take another look. It was a slider. He got a little bit of it. Good play by Pacheco. So Chafin with 2 out, turning Grandal around, batting left-handed. Yasmani double to left and single to right. And a strike. Grandal 2 for 8, batting right-handed. Oh and 1. Fastball, line foul, rattling around. 0 and 2. He got set up. He was very late on that pitch. Remember tomorrow, concluding game of the series and the homestand. Anderson versus Anderson. Chase for Arizona. Brett for the Dodgers. 0 and 2. 1 and 2. Chafin is 6'2", about 205 pounds. Only 24 years old. With the mustache, he looks older. He'll be 25 middle of June. And down goes the slider, and that will do it for Grandal. So Chafin comes in, and Chafin at the bit strikes out 2 of 3. And at the end of 6, 4-3 Arizona. Arizona, 1 game left tomorrow on the homestand. Dodgers then leave and open up Monday in Milwaukee, begin a 4-game series Monday through Thursday. Then next weekend they'll be in Colorado, and on the 11th they'll be home to open up against Miami. There'll be 3 with the Marlins and then a 4-game series with the Colorado Rockies. So make your plans. Great baseball left as we've just dipped our toes into the month of May, the merry month. 4-3, it'll be Pennington. We'll have a hitter. Danny Dorn will bat for Chafin. We'll see Randall Delgado. Nicasio pitching for Baker. Pennington singled. That was a good at bat. It was a 9-pitch at bat. Then last time up fly to center. One and 1. Scott Van Slyke shortens up in left. Peterson shaded just a tad towards left center. And Ethier deep in right. Cliff Pennington. And ball 2. Danny Dorn, who is on deck, came out of the dugout last night and had a base hit in the 6th inning batting for De La Rosa. Was his first major league hit. High pop foul. Turner has the play. So Pennington fouls out, and here comes Danny. 1 away, 7th inning. Nicasio has certainly restored order. He has retired 7 in a row.
26, Danny Dorn.
Juan is also due to bat second in the bottom of the 7th, so no doubt he'll be going out for a hitter. So here is Dorn. Made a nice debut, getting his base hit. Danny Dorn, born in San Dimas and lives in Diamond Bar. Went to Cal State Fullerton. Strike. Danny's about 6'2", 195. He'll be 31 in July. Originally signed by the Reds about 10 years ago. No balls, 1 strike. That's a strike. Dorn has been in the organization or in the minor leagues of the Reds and then Arizona since 2005. This is his first year after spending all those years, 11 seasons in the minors. 1 and 2. Made a lot of stops: Billings, Sarasota, Chattanooga, Louisville, Toledo, Scottsdale, Reno, and finally Arizona. 1-2. He's an outfielder, first baseman. Strike 3 called. So Dorn out on strikes. For Nicasio, that would be his second strikeout.
Number 5, Ender Inciarte.
So Danny takes the walk back. And with 2 out, Ender Inciarte doubled, singled, struck out. 2 for 3. Down in the pen, Delgado had been throwing. Evan Marshall is throwing now. Dodgers are due to send up Hernandez, Nicasio, and Peterson in the bottom of the 7th. Curveball hit in the air. Little late start, but Jock is there. So it's a 1-2-3 inning. So what a job by Nicasio. He comes in, and all he does is retire 9 in a row. And at the end of 6.5 innings, Arizona 4, Dodgers 3. Four to 3 Arizona, bottom of the 7th inning. Oh, we have to pay tribute to Andrew Chafin. He has faced 9 Dodger hitters, and he's retired them all in an outing in Arizona. He faced 2 tonight, retired them. So that means Chafin faced 11 Dodgers and retired all 11 so far this year. He gives way, tough act to follow, to Evan Marshall. Evan from Mountain View, lives in Sunnyvale, but went to school at Kansas State. So the right-hander will be facing Hernandez, and then it'll be the shortstop Jimmy Rollins. A strike to Hernandez, flied to left and struck out. Four runs, 7 hits for Arizona, 3 runs, 6 hits for the Dodgers. Time, there's a beach ball loose in left center. So the Dodgers came into this game having won 2 straight and 5 out of 7. Arizona came in having lost 5 out of 7. The Dodgers have beaten Arizona 8 of the last 10 games here. But so far, Arizona leading by a run. Dodgers have had chances. Grandal led off the second inning with a double, and they couldn't move him. Grandal singled leading off the fourth, and they forced him. Meanwhile, fly ball to right field, very playable. Trumbo. So one away. Kike goes 0 for 3, and Jimmy Rollins coming up. Rollins struggling with the bat, hitting just 179, hitting 197 left-handed. Little power from this side, 2 home runs, both hit left-handed. It's been a tough streak for him the last 10 games. In fact, if you want to add 4 more, last 14 games hitting 118. Load up the right side. And a strike. Rollins is a pretty good bunter, so they really can't move Pennington. He's playing short, and he's far from the line, but he's on the edge. 0-1 to Jimmy Rollins. Jock Peterson on deck. Fastball just missed. Evan Marshall went to school at Kansas State. Called up for the majors in May of last year. Was up quite a while. Wound up 4-4 with a good ERA of 2.7. And ball 2. Last year, 3-to-1 ratio, strikeouts to walks. Very heavy sinker, they tell me. Slider, curveball, and a change. Two and one. And ground ball, but right to Tomas, the third baseman playing second base. And we have 2 down. So Rollins hit the ball reasonably hard for an out. Jock Peterson coming up. Boy, if you wanted to just study what it's like to play in the big leagues, the ups and downs, take Peterson. Last night, grand slam home run, top of the world. Tonight, not only 0 for 3, he has struck out all 3 times. And a high fly ball into deep left center. Would you believe it? He's hit a home run halfway up the bleachers to tie up the game. That's the life of the big leaguer. Up and down and up again. Yeah, I think he was a little annoyed at himself. He wasn't smiling and laughing. He mentioned a couple of expletives to himself. He was annoyed he had struck out 3 times, and he lowers the boom. And as you can see, not a lot of laughing, not tonight. So it's all tied up 4-4, and here's Turner. So Marshall comes in, surrenders the run, and again the Dodgers come from behind. They trailed 2-0, tied it. 3-2, tied it. 4-3, tied it. The crowd enjoying another tight yet slugfest. The paid attendance tonight, well, 43,617 watched Jock Peterson really bury one way up. So 4-4, 7 hits for each side. 2 home runs for each side. Goldschmidt and Hill, Turner and Peterson. So the starting pitchers, Baker and Hellickson, are off the hook as Peterson talks to Scott Van Slyke. Turner homered, walked, scored a run, grounded out. In the dirt. Evan Marshall came in with an earned run average of 6. That's the second home run that Evan has given up. Two balls, 2 strikes. Fastball, line down the line, fair ball. Over to get it, and having trouble picking it up is Trumbo, and Turner's going to stop at second. Aaron Hill was all set to pull the trigger. So a 2-out double by Justin Turner. The Dodgers have a tiebreaker out there, and the batter will be Howie Kendrick. When that ball hit and curled away, you knew Justin was thinking 3. Take another look. Fastball up. He drives it into the corner. Now it's going to hit the wall and not come back. It hugs the wall. That's when he started thinking 3. Trumbo had to come way over to pick it up. And he made a good, accurate throw to the cutoff man. And that was Aaron Hill. Had the throw misfired to Hill, Turner probably would have gone for 3. But with 2 out, he'll leave it up to Kendrick. Meanwhile, Mike Harkey is talking to Marshall, who's given up the game-tying home run, and now the double. Howie Kendrick singled to right, lined to short, grounded to third. 1 for 3. Turner, good lead at second. Fastball, 95. Must be a very tough pitch to hit. 95 mile an hour, 2-seam sinker. 0-1. And another one. No balls and 2 strikes to Howie. Adrian Gonzalez on deck. Dodgers had a base hit by Grandal opening up the 4th, and they did not have another hit until Peterson homered in the 7th. Fastball fouled away. So 11 Dodgers in a row went down after Grandal's single, and then Peterson hits the big home run and Turner doubles. But boy, I could tell there was no joy in Jock. He had struck out 3 times, and he was really furious at himself. Took the fury out on the baseball. 0-2. In the dirt. Interesting, too, that Peterson had seen 18 pitches in striking out 3 times, and don't you know, he jumped on the first pitch for the home run. Jock has put just 5 first pitches in play this year, but he is 4 for 5 with 2 home runs when he does. Left-hander Oliver Perez tuning up, I'm sure getting ready for Gonzalez if need be. Four runs, 7 hits for Arizona, 4 runs, 8 hits for the Dodgers. Dodgers trying to beat Arizona 9 of the last 11 here at Dodger Stadium. Nice backhand save by Pacheco. Boy, he was quick on that pitch. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Nice play by Jordan. So it's been Hellickson, Chafin, and Marshall, Baker, and Nicasio, and soon to be Yimi Garcia for the Dodgers. 2-2 to Howie Kendrick. Tiebreaker and Turner at second. 2 out. Fastball hit to the hole into right field. Here comes Turner to score. Trumbo can only get the ball back to second base. And the Dodgers, for the first time tonight, take the lead 5-4. And clutch Mr. Kendrick is the guy to burn the reliever Marshall again. Home run, double, single. Now with Adrian Gonzalez coming up, they'll bring in Oliver Perez. Trumbo never had a play on Kendrick. So with 2 out, Peterson homers, Turner doubles, Kendrick singles, exit Marshall, enter Oliver Perez. With the Dodgers leading 5-4, 7th inning. We'll be back. Been a clutch hitter, and for the umpteenth time he comes up with a key base hit in the 7th inning to drive in the go-ahead run. He had singled on the heels of Turner's home run in the 1st inning and scored on Gonzalez doubles. So Howie has played a big part in the game so far as he talks to Paul Goldschmidt. By the way, with runners in scoring position, Marshall shouldn't feel too badly about Kendrick's success. Howie Kendrick, with runners in scoring position, is hitting .450 this year. Now you got a couple of fellas who certainly are not strangers to each other. Oliver Perez, who will be 41 the middle of August, and Adrian Gonzalez. Gonzalez against Perez, hitting just .211. Kendrick at first, 2 out, and a strike. Hellickson, Chafin, Marshall, and Perez. Delgado in the pen. Baker, Nicasio, and Garcia in the pen. Oh, 0-1. Sneaks that thing in there. 0-2. Oliver Perez will be 34 the middle of August. As he said, in the U.S. they call me Alo. He's called Flaco in Spanish, which means skinny. And his family calls him Pollo, which means chicken. But they tell me in Mexico, Pollo can also mean little boy. Well, he's 6'3", 210, 34, and originally signed by the Padres. 1-2. Way off the plate, check swing, says Alan Porter, and down goes Gonzalez. However, the Dodgers have a 1-2-3 punch. First, it was Jock Peterson, who had struck out 3 times and hammers one for a home run, his 6th of the year, to tie up the game. And then Kendrick singles, driving in Turner, and we're heading for the 8th inning. And the Dodgers lead for the first time 5-4. Slow paced earlier, but it's certainly picked up. Paul Goldschmidt, as usual, does something positive for him and negative for the Dodgers. He has a 2-run home run back in the first inning. Justin Turner making the most of a few appearances. Tonight, another big one. He has a walk, a double, a home run. He has scored 3 times. And then, of course, you have Jock Peterson, who had struck out 3 straight times, took his frustration and anger in the 7th inning and sent one into the bleachers to give the Dodgers a tie. Jimmy Rollins, who batted for Nicasio, stays in the game at short. And Yimi Garcia, the new pitcher, and he would go in Kike Hernandez's spot. It will be Pollock, Goldschmidt, and Trumbo, the big boys, numbers 2, 3, and 4. Garcia, who has been a wonderful find, now up to a big test. Fastball, 0-1. Garcia 2-0, an earned run average of 0.7. He has 3 walks and 19 strikeouts. Pollock is 0 for 3, 2 ground balls to third, and a ground ball to short. 1-1. Garcia facing Pollock. One ball, 1 strike. 1-2. Fastball that jumped up there. You could see the movement on that fastball up here. Just a few inches, but it was moving. Garcia's 6'1", 175, 24 years old, from Moca in the Dominican Republic. Fastball. Still 1-2. Garcia was signed by the Dodgers 2009. Made the usual stops: Ogden, Great Lakes, Rancho Cucamonga, Chattanooga, Albuquerque, and here. Of course, now no longer Albuquerque. The Dodger farm system is now Oklahoma City. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Baker, Nicasio, and Garcia. Hellickson, Chafin, Marshall, and Perez. And we're in the 8th. Look at where Grandal is off the plate. Breaking ball. Wow. So with Grandal hanging off the outside part of the plate, that pitch really jumped. That was his slider. It starts there, and then it moves away. Great pitch. 1 out. So that's the 20th strikeout for Yimmy, with only 3 walks. Now a big test against Goldschmidt. 2-run home run, then struck out in the 3rd and struck out in the 5th. Slider, strike. Goldschmidt homered in the 1st, struck out against Baker in the 3rd, went down on strikes against Nicasio in the 5th. 0-1. Goldschmidt, 6 home runs, 22 runs batted in. One ball and 1 strike. Slider. 1-2. Well, you know he throws 95. Though they're looking fastball. Slider took care of Pollock, and he's ahead with it 1-2 to Goldschmidt. Trumbo on deck. And another slider. 2-2. Home runs tonight by Goldschmidt and Hill, Turner and Peterson. Big crowd, 43,617. Another slider, foul back. 2-2 to Paul Goldschmidt. Dodgers trying to make it 6 out of 8 and trying to beat Arizona 9 out of 11 here at Dodger Stadium, naturally going back to last year. 2 balls, 2 strikes. And a drive to right field and deep, going back on it, Ethier in front of the scoreboard. Goldie just missed that thing. Boy, he's quite a hitter. Just missed it. And he sends the right fielder to the track. 2 out in the 8th inning. And Mark Trumbo coming up. Trumbo popped to short, grounded to short, fly to center. 0 for 3. All night, Arizona led. All night, the Dodgers tied. And for the moment at least, the Dodgers lead. Slider away, ball 1. Trumbo with Yasmani Tomas on deck. And another one. Boy, he's got a beauty working tonight. 1 ball and 1 strike to count. Tomorrow, Chase Anderson for Arizona, Brett Anderson for the Dodgers. 1-10. 1 ball, 1 strike. Fastball fouled away. 1-2. So Trumbo and Goldschmidt seeing some pretty good sliders. Fastball in on the hands. So Garcia right now occasionally using that fastball. 2-2. Slider fouled away. Aaron Hill homered in the 4th inning. Hellickson had an infield single in the 4th, and that was the last hit by Arizona, and we have 2 out in the 8th. Two and 2. Another slider. Just missed the outside corner. Brad Ziegler, veteran reliever, warming up in the Arizona bullpen. Dodgers have Van Slyke, then Ethier and Grandal. 3-2 to count to Trumbo. Fastball for ball 4. So for Arizona, Trumbo gets a walk. That's the first base runner they've had since Hellickson singled in the 4th inning. Now here is Tomas. Double to left, grounded to third. Really got a hold of one in the 6th inning. And Peterson went back to the wall to make the catch. I think when he hit it, Yasmani thought he had hit it out. So Tomas from Cuba, Garcia from the Dominican. Tying run Trumbo at first, 2 out. Trumbo has not been involved in a stolen base. Ball 1. Final score down south, San Diego beat Colorado 4-2. All 4 runs knocked in by the outfield. Justin Upton had 2. Will Myers had 1. Matt Kemp had 1. All 3 Padre outfielders have at least 17 RBIs apiece. So it's a formidable trio down there. San Diego trying to put some pressure on the Dodgers. They began the day 3 back. 1 ball and no strikes the count to Yasmani Tomas. Slider for a strike. Adam Libator begins to tune up in the Dodger bullpen. 21 pitches now for Garcia, and he's not finished. 1 ball, 1 strike. Grandal set off the plate. You see Grandal sit off the plate like that, you kind of look with a right-hand hitter, you look for the slider. See if he sets out there again. Yep. And it's hit in the air to center. Peterson is at the other end of it. So Tomas fly ball to center. No runs, no hits, a man left. The bullpen for the Dodgers has allowed 2 runs in the last 24 innings. And we're heading to the bottom of the 8th, 5-4 Dodgers. service, celebrating 13 years. Watch every out-of-market game live or on demand in true HD on over 400 mobile and connected devices. Real-time highlights, live look-ins, pitch tracking widget, and more. Every night on every device. Visit MLB.tv for details. Bottom of the 8th inning. Brad Ziegler, the 4th pitcher coming in. It's been Hellickson, Chafin, Marshall, and Perez. And after 4 pitchers, in comes number 5, the veteran Ziegler. Brad Ziegler has been with the Diamondbacks since 2011. Spent 4 years with the Oakland A's and was originally selected by the Phillies. Side armor, ground ball in the hole. Nice pick there and play by Cliff Pennington. So Van Slyke had a base hit in the 3rd inning, so Scotty has hit in 10 straight.
Number 16.
1 pitch, 1 out. Andre Ethier coming up. Andre Ethier and Brad Ziegler, they've certainly battled enough. Ethier hitting .600 against him, 3 for 5. Ball 1. Ziegler will be 36 in October, so they know each other very well. Change for a strike. Both Ziegler and Ethier in the A's organization. Brad went to school at Southwest Missouri State. He's from Pratt, Kansas. Makes his home now in Springfield, Missouri. Ball 2. Ziegler and Albert Pujols were about 27 miles apart growing up. They played against each other and then occasionally played with each other. 3-1. Brad had 13 saves 2 years ago for the D-backs. And he walks Ethier. And the batter will be Yasmani Grandal. Coming out on deck, Dodgers might go to Alex Guerrero. He would bat for Yimi Garcia. 5-4 favor the Dodgers, bottom of the 8th. Stack up the right side. Grandal has doubled to left, single to right, and struck out. Runner going, and the throw down the middle, and that will do it for Ethier. I think the Dodgers were running Ethier not as part of a hit and run play. I think they might have been running him because of the fact the infield was so set up on the right side. However, they wondered who could get to cover the throw, and it was Pennington, who is much quicker than Tomas, to make the play. 2-6 if you're scoring, 2 out in the 8th. The D-backs are due to send up Hill, Pacheco, and Pennington in the 9th inning. Grandal slices it to left field for his 3rd hit. Over to get it cleanly is Inciarte, and Yasmani holds on. So he has a big night tonight, 3 for 4 for the Dodger catcher. So the busted attempted steal slows down things, and now Alex Guerrero. Ethier, meanwhile, talking to Scott Van Slyke and Kike Hernandez. So here's Guerrero batting for Garcia. Nicasio and Garcia did brilliant work in relief of Scott Baker. and a strike. 0-1. Dodgers used Rollins as a pinch hitter, kept him in the game. So Jimmy bats ninth and is out on deck. Oh and 1. And that's slapped into right field. What a nice bit of hitting there. So that side on pitch away, and Guerrero just went with it. So the left-hand hitting Grandal single to left. The right-hand hitting Guerrero goes down there and slaps it into right. And now Jimmy Rollins coming up. So Marshall gave up the game-tying home run, and then the go-ahead double to Turner and the single by Kendrick to break the tie. Now Ziegler is in trouble. The aborted stolen base attempt by Ethier gets bigger and bigger as Rollins checks in. Rollins and Ziegler. Rollins is 2 for 5, batting .400. Dodgers trying to add to a 5-4 lead. 2 on, 2 out. First ball swinging, line drive single to right. Now let's see. Here comes Grandal. Here comes the throw. He is safe. Ball gets away, and runners are at first and third. Dodgers lead 6-4. So Jimmy Rollins trying to come out of that slump. Singles to right, drives in a big run, brought in by Grandal. So the bullpens have a huge difference. Nicasio and Garcia did not allow a hit. Messrs. Marshall and now Ziegler have allowed 3 runs and a bunch of hits. So now with Jock Peterson coming up, Chip Hale going out to the mound. By the way, we have a moment. A note on Jock Peterson. You know, he struck out 3 times and then homered in the 7th inning. Jock is the first Dodger rookie to homer in 4 consecutive games with an at-bat. The reason we ducked that in the Bumgarner game, he appeared briefly as a pinch runner. You have to go back to 1969, catcher Bill Sudeikis. So Jock Peterson making more dents in his first year. All right, Ziegler facing Peterson. Jock struck out in the first, in the second, in the fourth, and then homered in the 7th. First and third, 2 out, and ball 1. Checking Ziegler. He does not have a wild pitch. We always do with a runner at third. 6-4 Dodgers, bottom of the 8th. One ball and no strikes. That's a strike. Jock hitting .297. They know the book. Ziegler's been around. A good sinking fastball, a cutter, a slider, and a change. One and 1. Holding up on a changeup. If you weren't with us back in the 7th inning, he was angry at himself. There was no laughter. There were no smiles as there was last night. He was muttering to himself a couple of times and came in dead serious. That tied up the game. The Dodgers now lead 6-4. 2-1. High chopper. It'll be the shortstop Pennington making the play. So Peterson grounds out, but the Dodgers pick up another run. And we are heading for the 9th inning. It's been a big night for Grandal. 3 hits and scores a run. And the Dodgers head for the 9th, leading 6-4. Dodgers lead 6-4 as we go to the ninth inning. The eighth inning had to be a bit of a surprise as Chris Hatcher warms up. Had to be a surprise for Brad Ziegler, who came in to shut the Dodgers down. Ziegler, coming into tonight's game, had been in 10 games, had worked 10 innings, and had allowed 1 hit. And in the eighth inning, he gave up a walk. Ethier was thrown out trying to steal, and then 3 consecutive singles by Grandal, Guerrero, and Rollins. And the Dodgers got the comfort run, shall we say, and lead by 2 in the ninth inning. Chris Hatcher facing Aaron Hill, grounded to second, homered, and fouled out. Fastball for ball 1. So Baker allowed 4 runs, and then Nicasio nothing, Garcia nothing. So it means the pen has given up 2 runs in the last 24 innings. And ball 2. Aaron Hill, the veteran, off to a slow start. Hill came into the game hitting 180. Waiting on deck, Jordan Pacheco, the catcher. Fastball fouled away. On the bench, they've already used Danny Dorn, though they still have a pretty full bench. They have 1 left-hand hitter in there. That would be David Peralta. They have the right-hand hitters Ahmed and Owings. And then the other catcher, who's usually the last used, Tuffy Gosowicz, a right-hand batter. Fastball lifted into shallow right. It's high enough for Ethier. Kendrick gets out of the way. So 1 away on a fly ball to shallow right. And the batter now, Jordan Pacheco, the catcher, walked and scored a run in the second inning, flied to right in the fourth, and lined out in the sixth. The Pacheco 0 for 2 with a run scored. Dodgers 6 runs, 12 hits. Arizona 4 runs, 7 hits. And a strike. Cliff Pennington due to bat following Pacheco, although Pennington is kind of moving around in and out of the on-deck circle. Hatcher trying to close it up. There's Cliff. 0-1. Fastball at 97. Wow. No balls and 2 strikes. Hatcher is 6'2", 205-pounder out of North Carolina. Another fastball into left center. Sounded like he hit that close to the hands, but he was strong enough to muscle that thing. So Pacheco comes up with a hit. He goes 1 for 3. And Pennington coming up. Coming out on deck, David Peralta, a left-hand batter. Peralta appeared in last night's game. Went 0 for 3. Was robbed of a hit on a wonderful play by Jock Peterson. Pennington single to left, fly to center, fouled out, and drives 1 to center. Peterson, the ball's over his head, and he reaches up and makes the play. Wow. Ethier comes over to say something, kind of a, not much of a grin, kind of a shy look. So Pennington hits the ball hard. It looked like Peterson was not going to be able to catch up to it when it left the bat. He turned, took off, and then looked back up, and there it was. That's the remarkable play of a major league center fielder. Turn your back, run, turn back, and there it is. So David Peralta will be the batter. Peralta hitting for Ziegler. Last night, Peralta hit a beauty. Looked like an extra base hit for that matter. And with Goldschmidt at second, it would have driven in a run, and Peterson just floated back and caught it going right into the center field wall. So Peralta is 0 for 3 as he comes up, and the Dodgers talking to Hatcher to make sure he knows how they want him to pitch on. All right, 2 out, 9th inning, 6-4, favor the Dodgers. David Peralta from Venezuela with the Diamondbacks last year had 8 home runs, 36 runs batted in. There goes the runner on a ground ball up the middle. And did it hit the runner? I think it did. Yep. It hits the runner, and the Dodgers win the game. Shades of the Angels. Would you believe that? On the same day, 2 Los Angeles teams, Angels lose on it, and the Dodgers win on it. The ground ball hits Pacheco. He's automatically out for the 3rd out. Featherston for the Angels, hit by the pitch for the 3rd out in San Francisco, and the Giants beat the Angels. Well, the Dodgers close it and win 6-4. Truly remarkable. 6 runs, 12 hits, and no errors for the Dodgers. 4 runs, 8 hits, and no errors for Arizona. Final game tomorrow, and certainly the player of the game, Yasmani Grandal. He had a double and 2 singles. He scored a run in the 8th inning and led the Dodgers to their 3rd straight, 6 out of 8, and they have now beaten Arizona 9 of the last 11 times. Tomorrow, Anderson versus Anderson. We'll talk to you then. Until then, to all of you, from all of us, we wish you a very pleasant good evening, everybody.